So Mitch McConnell was giving a press conference and his face completely froze for over 25 seconds. Let's find out what happened. Here we go.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on a path to finishing the NDA this week.
I want you to pay attention to the woman on the left in the green. She pushes her way through several people to make her way to Mitch McConnell. Now watch what happens.
It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of...
As you can see, she touches him, and not only does she touch him, then she whispers something. This woman's name is Shelley Moore Capito, and she does more than just touch him. Watch as she says something. No one knows at this point what it is that she said, but watch how it changes everything. See her mouth? And Mitch goes into complete free fall of freeze. So what's happening here? We're going to unpack it here in just a second. It is very uncomfortable to watch, I understand that, but look at this. Now on the right hand side of your screen, there's a woman in pink that is touching Mitch. There's a reason for this. And you'll notice the man on the left hand side of your screen also reaches over and watch his hand grab Mitch's wrist.
Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it.
Now what's happening in his brain? It could be several different things. Some people have said maybe he had a mini stroke. We don't know for sure, but I can tell you this. In psychology, people can do one of two things that could cause this. One is called a collapse. I don't see any of that here because he wouldn't respond to anything. Another one is called a freeze. And this is sometimes referred to as what's called tonic immobility. Now this is a controversial topic because not a lot of research has been done on human beings for tonic immobility. It's mostly been researched in animals. It happens to different types of livestock all the time, but we do see similarities in human beings like this. Now, regardless of what's happening, he completely freezes when Miss Capito speaks to him. First she touches him, then she says something to him, and he is speaking up until that happens. The minute she says something, he completely freezes. Now, if this is not a collapse, which I don't think it is, and if this is not tonic immobility, which it may be, then it simply could be what we call a cognitive overload. And a cognitive overload is when your brain cannot functionally process the information that it has just received along with saying or processing the information that you are already speaking about. This would cause a freeze like this. And if you watch his eyes, it's very difficult to see, but I'm going to do a close-up in a second. His eyes actually move slightly to the left and to the right. Very, very slightly. It's sometimes called a micro movement. And this could be when people are looking for information. So what's happening here is he's already giving a speech. He's already using his cognitive ability to talk. Then this woman comes up and either reminds him of something or says something that throws his brain into what I see as cognitive overload. I've seen this many times, and I'm telling you, for decades in this industry, I've seen this many times where people who are advanced in age, when they are given something to cognitively resonate about, at the same time that they're doing something, they freeze. And that's exactly what's happening here. Now, I don't know for sure. It could be tonic immobility. It could be a shutdown of some sort, but it's likely, in my opinion, this is something, again, along the lines of cognitive overload. But there's so much more that's happening. I want you to pay attention to this. There's a man just over his right shoulder, which would be on your left-hand side of the screen. I want you to pay attention to what he does as he finally figures out there's a problem. You notice on the left-hand side, you see him smiling, and now all of a sudden, his face realizes there's something going on. Watch his eyes. They come forward, they go back. When he looks forward and then back, what he's doing is he's saying, I'm looking to see if anyone else is catching what I'm catching. Now watch as he looks to the right. I'll freeze frame it on his eyes, how they enlarge. His eyes go to the right there, and the whites enlarge. This is him saying without saying, somebody help, somebody do something. He's already looked at Mitch. He's already looked out to the people to see if they're noticing. They clearly are noticing. So he begins to look for help, and his eyes go from this to this as he looks for someone else to step in to try to figure out what's happening here to somehow mitigate this impending problem. And now he notices, okay, please help, here comes help. Now at the end of this thing, Mitch was walking through the corridor and he was questioned about it, and he had a response that he said happened to him because apparently the president had checked on him. Here's what Mitch said.
Well, the president called to check on me. I told him I got sandbagged.
Oh, nice. How are you feeling now, sir? How are you feeling now?
I'm fine.
So folks, again, one last time, this can happen in a collapse. This can happen with what we sometimes call tonic immobility, and it can also happen with cognitive overload.